Streaming 18 days in a row. Today, topics. Topics are the gold standard for podcast ads, Tim Ferriss Show, World Mental Health Day, and therapy, Code School Success, 120% off store credit, Webflow making me enjoy building websites again, and a couple site reviews, including Magequest. So I'm just going to real quickly do my customary test to see if the live stream is working. See if I can get any comments in my chat. All right, cool. I got that comment. So should be able to comment on Periscope, Twitch, or YouTube, and I will see that come right on in. So without any further ado, let's jump on in. Let's jump on into it. Let's get on into it. All right, so I was listening to the Tim Ferriss show yesterday, and which I love. Great podcast. Have listened to for quite a while. And he was talking about, so he did this experiment with removing ads and going with the member support model, so that people could volunteer to pay and get access to a private, I think, chat room, private community, and private Q&As, things like that. And when he did it, I remember thinking, man, that's brilliant. Like, I kind of think that podcasts I kind of think that's the future in some ways, member supported as opposed to advertiser model. There's so many issues just in general with advertising, which we see in the media in general, not specific to podcasts. But I was like, man, that seems so smart, And then he quickly went back to ads, and I was like, whoa, that's wild. And what he explained was that he got so much feedback from listeners that they actually like his ads because they sort of rely on him for product recommendations, and he does such a thorough job of vetting advertisers, which was one of the reasons why it takes him a lot of time to do the ads and why he wanted to try to switch to a different model, because he really puts a lot of time into it. And so I'm thinking to myself, man, that is the absolute gold standard for ads in general, but podcast ads specifically, is when your listeners actually want to hear your ads. And I was thinking to myself, I've definitely liked some of his ads as well. And there's a number of things I've looked at, I think purchased from his podcast and other podcasts I listen to where I really trust the ads. The only tweak, I think, it made me think this, a tweak that you could make, so I generally fast forward the ads in those podcasts. Now, every once in a while I listen to them and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But I still fast forward 80% of the time through the ads. And I thought to myself, what could make me listen to the ads every single time and actually enjoy them is if they were new every time. So it's not the first time I hear the ad on Tim Ferriss or Joe Rogan even is like, it's great. Like, I enjoy it. It doesn't feel salesy. It's informational. I do enjoy discovering the products. It's really only when I hear it subsequent times that I'm like, okay, I don't really need to hear this again. But if they had a new thing advertised every episode, I would listen to every ad as if it were content, because it is content, right? And so that would be interesting. And I think that, anyway, I think it's really cool. I think he's doing obviously an excellent job with his ads. All right, next up, World Mental Health Day. So one thing I have to remember to do is to switch my screen over to the new tweet, because one thing I noticed in yesterday's stream was that I would start talking about the new topic, but my screen was still on the old screen. So then the video clips, when they start, are showing the old screen. So I'm starting the new clip here. So World Mental Health Day. So I saw this. I saw Rebecca Brockton tweet this out. A video. This is a very raw and unscripted, which I don't usually do, but I wanted to engage in the. By the way, did I mention her? I forgot to mention her on the tweet that I queued up for this episode. My bad. Wish everyone a happy World Mental Health Day. There's no shame in needing help. There's no shame in receiving help. And I watched that video. It was a great video, very vulnerable, very direct. And just in the very beginning of the trailer, where she just looks right in the camera and is like, "You're loved and you're enough," I think was what she said. And yeah, you're loved and you're enough. And really hit me. And just was a great video overall. Also, she's doing a mental health breakout, I think, at Magento Live, one of the upcoming Magento Live events, which I think is a great idea. And it makes me think probably every event should have mental health breakouts. Also talked about like having a therapist. And then I also saw my friend Sherry mention that in a tweet. And I also saw a therapist this year. And it's one of those things that, you know, it's the kind of thing is that there's this stigma around things related to mental health. And so we don't really talk about those things. And it was encouraging that she and that I saw these two people in my feed talking about it. And I was like, well, I'll share that I saw a therapist too. You know, I'm a little wacky in the cabeza as well. Yeah, it was good. It was good for me. And it helped me to get unstuck in a couple of areas. That was great. That was really helpful for me. So yeah, if you're struggling, and I had a friend who actually encouraged me and mentioned that they had seen a therapist privately, and that was part of what encouraged me to do. I was like, oh, if they did it, then I guess I could do it too. So yeah, if you're struggling, whether you're feeling, you know, depressed, whatever, you know, lacking motivation, you know, go ahead and check that out, you know, see a therapist. So yeah, that was good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Next up, Lambda School students. So I'm a big fan of Lambda School, which is a code school that is, wildly successful. And I saw a tweet from Brian Moyer yesterday. Thanks to Career Karma, which I hadn't heard of Career Karma. We help people become software engineers by matching them with the right coding bootcamp and giving them support through their career. So that's interesting. So they're a matchmaker of coding bootcamps. Thanks to Career Karma and Lambda School, I have more than tripled my annual salary and have had more job offers for jobs that will actually put me ahead in life than I ever had. I came from making less than $15,000 a year, now make 4 times as much. I've now been sober for over a year, and in that year, I needed something to make my life better for myself and my daughter. I need to turn my mistakes into something meaningful. So just a beautiful thread, man, overall. This is what we want to see, right? Like, we want to see people who are not into tech be able to get onboarded into tech, earn more money, change their lives, do well. And it's just, it's a beautiful thing to see this. You can do anything you want and make it happen. Lambda School gives people like me a chance with the ISA and amazing courses. I think ISA is the agreement, income share. Yeah, income share agreement. So ISA is the income share agreement. That's the business model where you share a portion of your income if you successfully get a job. Anyway, this is just freaking awesome. I also noticed a tweet yesterday from Austin Allred, the founder of Lambda School, that he mentioned companies that have hired Lambda School graduates. And one of the ones he mentioned was Big Commerce, who I know is in Austin. And I was like, oh man, maybe there's some Lambda School graduates in Austin that I could get on the podcast, right? That'd be freaking awesome. So I gotta jump on that. All right, next up, 100% off for store credit. So there's a tweet I saw yesterday from Kaylee Moore. Experienced an interesting approach to refunds today. Brand offered 120% of what I'd paid for the item in store credit if I were to exchange rather than get a refund. I still got the refund, but I thought it was a smart offer. And when I saw this, I was like, that is a smart offer. Like, that should definitely be more. That should definitely be more common. I saw something similar to this, and an incentive related to refunds when I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and they give you, I think it's a $10 coupon if you use it in the next 3 hours when they give you a return. So it's a similar thing where it's like, hey, we're giving you your refund, but could you, why don't you spend some money with us? And it's funny. I find myself, even without this incentive, I find myself feeling guilty when I return something, and I almost want to purchase something again. Because I know that if I return something, they're losing money on it, and I don't want them to lose money on it, but I also don't want to be left with a product I don't want. So recently when I returned something to Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was like a $400 purchase. It was a inversion table, which I thought was cool, but I just didn't really end up using it quite as much as I thought I would. So anyways, I was like, I got to buy some stuff. So I just bought a few random things that I kind of had wanted for a while, even though I haven't really used them very much. But I returned a $400 purchase, and then I spent probably $50 on some things. So, but yeah, I think this is a smart idea. I think if you're in e-commerce, if you're a retailer, you should definitely be experimenting with this. All right, next up, Webflow, making me enjoy making websites again. I really got to stop talking about the next topic until I have it up on the screen. So I'm going to repeat that. Webflow, making me enjoy making websites again. So I started building out a personal website, which is something I want to do to kind of house. See, you can't see my beautiful top nav unless I reduce the browser size, but I wanted to do something kind of house the content I'm doing. I've got my YouTube, I've got my audio podcast, I've got written content that's going on LinkedIn, and I felt like I needed a central location for it. Just to give you a comparison, this is my current website, which is on Ghost. And I think this is the standard template, and I spent so much time setting this up because, I'm trying to remember what I did, but I created a theme, and obviously I was getting in there and coding the theme and setting up, I think I self-hosted Ghost. I can't remember, but I was just playing with different things, and it's a cool template, but this template is this is a dope template. It's just, and I spent an hour and a half on this. It's just crazy how quick it is. So anyways, yeah. And the crazy thing I realized is I actually felt I don't know when I started doing websites, it's gotta have been more than 10 years ago, but in the beginning, it's you're so excited to create a website. You just enjoy it, right? And then you become a professional in it, and you're dealing with it day to day, and you're, banging your head against a wall to fix a CSS rounded border issue or a float issue for 3 hours. And that struggle is obviously what makes you a developer is going through those challenges and conquering them, coming out the other end. So you have pride in that process, of course, and you enjoy it in the sense that you enjoy a struggle. But the idea of creating a website for fun is nah, I don't want to do that so much. So for example, the idea, one of the things that as a developer you always joke about is you always get asked to create a website by friends and family, and it's no, I'm not going to create a web. People ask you about creating a website as if it's as if it would take you an hour, like as if it's the same as asking for a ride to the airport, and you'd be like, oh yeah, no problem. But they don't realize it's like 40 to 80 hours of like blood, sweat, and tears and frustration. And you're just like, no, you should check out Squarespace instead. And it's funny, I had this moment where I was creating this and having fun and not being able to focus on the fun parts of like creating a cool interface and, putting in like silly buttons and doing fun little goofy things in the titles and just the fun parts of making a website without the frustration. I was like, I would actually enjoy spending an hour and making a website for a friend, a family member, because it actually was fun, and I was like, wow, I haven't had that feeling in like, it's got to be over 10 years now. So that was really cool. And then also on the topic of Webflow, I realized like, it's crazy how many ads I ignored for Webflow because I heard about so Philip Jackson mentioned Webflow. It's funny. I told him yesterday, I was like, dude, I'm mentioning you on every single video and I feel like I'm spamming you, but he's like, nah, it's all good. So he was the one that mentioned Webflow to me on a podcast. I think it was on a Mage Talk podcast recently. And that was what made me look at it. Before that, I was like, that sounds familiar. I've seen a lot of ads, right? And I've seen like YouTube ads. I've seen a ton of ads for Webflow. And it was like, oh, we make it easy to make a website. And I was like, yeah. I've heard that a million times. Like WYSIWYG editors are, they never actually work. And I like, and the thing is their ads are good. Like I'm going back and looking at a YouTube ad. They're well produced. They're great ads. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I have ignored so many ads for a great product where the ads were really well done. And I just was completely blind to them. I think because this category is something that I written off so long ago that I just had no interest in it whatsoever. So it's just interesting how, it's one thing if you ignore an ad because the ad isn't good or, the product is not good, but they do an interesting ad for a product that isn't good, but product's great, ad's great. You see it repeatedly over a period of time and you still ignore it. Like that's crazy. All right. Next up, Magequest IO. So we are doing some more reviews. This is fun doing reviews, site reviews. Did one yesterday, had some fun with it. I think I will make this a regular, I think I will make this a regular portion of the stream. How long have we been going for? 18 minutes. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, Magequest IO. Let's dump in. Jump in. I was going to say dive, and I was going to say jump, and I said dump. So John Hughes, by the way, really good dude, Magento community. I'm still building, so it's not finished. I have a decent list of issues to get through, but some high-level thoughts would be appreciated. Gatsby plus Prismic, plus it has some PWA features. So first thing, and what's funny about this is we always forget the social meta stuff. And one of the things that I hate to keep talking about Webflow, but I'm sorry, I'm going to do it. One of the things that Webflow makes it easy to do that, it actually gives you, I wish I could pull it up, but I'm not going to log into this because I want to be careful. But it makes it really easy to edit your title, your meta description, your social graph, Facebook meta stuff, open graph stuff, so that you remember to update these things, right? So you want to have a good headline here, right? Which is like, what's your headline? Level up your Magento skills. Perfect. That should be your title, right? And then what's your meta description? Boom. That's your meta description. That should be in there. Bazoom. And then also you want to have a sick image. This is a great icon. I want to see that right there. All right, now let's look at the actual website. Now, of course, I'm looking at this on the iPad resolution or the tablet resolution because I'm making my screen a little smaller for screen share purposes. So artwork is great. I love it. I love the mage focus. I will say I've been lately branching out and doing less of the mage stuff. I think that being generic to multiple platforms is increasingly important. But that said, obviously, this is specific to Magento training, so that probably makes sense. I love the quest theme. I love the because I love that whole Knights of the Round Table quest theme. I think that's a great theme and language that you're using. Maybe even this level up your Magento skills tagline could be within that scheme, within that theme, like finish your quest to I don't know, whatever. But okay. If you're looking to level up your Magento skills, you've come to the right place. Makes sense. Oh, I keep forgetting that I was planning to put a song on repeat on here because it makes it a lot easier to... Sorry for the delay here. Got to put that song on repeat. All right. Start your journey today. There you go. See that same language journey. I love that. New around here, check out our overview and introduction to Magequest. Okay. So I feel like this should be on the homepage. Why if I'm new here, anybody that's new here is probably on the homepage. So put that right on the homepage, what that overview is. Magequest, an online learning platform aimed at getting more developers and loss. Generally aimed at newcomers to the platform. Relevant with a focus on fun. Beautiful. Love that. Why? I'm just too complex. Okay, so now I'm wondering, I'm interested, where is the actual content? Okay, realms. Awesome. I love what you're doing with this theme. Friggin' love this. Okay, realms. So here's the actual content, right? Shout out to Fisheye. Nice sponsorship there. Which, of course, is John's agency. What is Magento? Last updated. Okay, this is great. What is Magento 2? So I'm trying to get to the actual content. So I think this is the actual... Oh, dude, this is sick. I love this. Quest. Trial. So now I'm confused. Journal. So I'm guessing the idea is that there's content where you're learning, which nice layout. Content looks nicely laid out. You've got it broken up into sections. You've got additions. You've got languages, frameworks. This is excellent. Tools. So I go through, I read all that, and I'm assuming you've even got keyboard shortcuts. Now, I don't know what Alt 2 means on a Mac. Let me try Command 2. No, Command 2, I'm assuming is going to do something with my Windows, so I'm not going to do that. I don't know what Alt 2 means. That might be a Windows thing. So you click on the quest, and I'm assuming that, yeah, so the quest is some sort of a challenge. So I don't know if this is an interactive challenge. Obviously, I clicked on the first thing available, so you probably want to have something for this. And then I'm assuming a trial is some other challenge or something like that. So that's the obviously the first thing where we need something going on here. You probably don't have this populated for every what are these things called? Quests or realms? What are these called? Realms? Fundamentals is a realm. And what is this? Is this a lesson? So yeah. So yeah. So, and then the other thing too is going back to the homepage. I want to get right into that content. So this is good. You have featured realms, right? So realms, and then I think these, I don't know what these are called. I love the language that you're using. So maybe have a good word for what this is. Is this a lesson? Is it a quest? Obviously a quest is a sub component of the lesson. Um, but I'm into the lesson. The other thing too is like I would love to just be able to get right into the meat of it from the homepage. So maybe you have a section here where you just like maybe a featured realm or a featured lesson just shows you that lesson content or a snapshot of it, and then you can jump into it. But this is great. I'm not sure how. So I don't know how you're monetizing or if you're monetizing. Let me see if you've got pricing. I don't see pricing, so I'm assuming that you're not monetizing. You're doing this for free, and then the model is that you're gonna drive eyeballs to your agency, which I think is smart. Although I would monetize this directly. I think this content looks like it's obviously I haven't drilled in. I really can't call myself a Magento 2 developer anymore. I haven't looked at the actual content, but knowing you and looking at it, I am almost positive that it's excellent. So I would monetize this, man. $5 a month, $10 a month, Laracast style. Looks great, man. So nice work, dude. One more site review. Let me jump into this. Okay, so this is JJ Atkinson, and website is Atkinsons of Vancouver. Don't really know what this is at all. Jumping into it. First thing is the name is, without having any context whatsoever. I don't know what this is. What is it? Okay, so this is a shop. Okay, cool. So, okay, your name is JJ Atkinson. By the way, let's read the bio. Dad, husband, alpine snowboarder, kite surfer, e-commerce and database, Seahawks fan, food nerd. By the way, where are you located? I wish it would put the location in the Vancouver. Oh, nice, man. I was up there recently hanging with my buddy Jason. Oh, I'm so dumb. It literally says Vancouver in the website. That's so funny. So let's see what's going on here. So the first thing I want to see is a headline explaining summarizing what you sell. It looks like we've got some picture frames, flatware, decor type stuff. This email field is a little funny. Maybe you want to do black background with like a light gray foreground kind of a thing. Is this still a thing to show the payment icons? I don't know. What else? So I don't know much about this space. Obviously, I've never, other than I'm probably not the target market, right? Because if I want flatware, I'm running to IKEA. But let me click on this. Shop by brand. Aaron Lauder, granddaughter of Estee Lauder, has developed her own luxury lifestyle brand called Erin, guided by the principle that living. So I did shop by brand, and now I'm seeing, I think, is this one brand? I feel like I'm seeing one specific brand. So I was expecting to see like a list of brands. So that's a little confusing. Let me see the left nav. Maybe the left nav is going to help me out here. Brands. Yeah, so now I'm seeing a list of brands. So that's cool. Home decor. Yeah, I apologize. I'm not great for this review because I'm just not into home decor at all. So the value of my review is going to be very limited. Kitchen and serving, bed and bath. I mean, yeah, these categories make sense. You've got a blog here. I'm assuming this is Shopify. Looks like it's on a Shopify template, I'm guessing. Template looks nice and clean. Sale event November. Journey of the senses. Layout feels like it could use some work. Like I'm a little unclear on like, is this the title? Is this the title? Why isn't this clickable? That's probably the title. click on it. I go into it. Our photos look great. I'm assuming these are actual custom photos of your stuff. Photos look fantastic, actually. Really nice photos. Save 20% on all orders. So I think I'll leave it at that. Again, I know not the best review in the world, but I don't know what search module you're using. But one of the things I like in a site search, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's Clayvu that does this, but when I click search, if it automatically expands and shows me common searches, popular categories, things like that. I can't think of an example offhand to show that. Let me pull up Clayvu real quick. I think that might be what I'm thinking of. See if I can get into a quick demo. They should make their demo easier to find. Okay, accept cookies. Schedule a demo. No, that's not what I want. I want a demo. Yeah, so they don't have an easy. They should have like a button up here which is like demo. Because their demo I remember seeing is really nice. And I wish I had a quick example of that. Anyway, so that's just a minor thing to mention. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. How long did we go? 31 minutes. All right, 31 minutes. What's today? Friday? Keep losing track of what day it is. So have a great Friday and a great weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow.